Hello, students. This is Arturo with Upward Bound, and today we're going to talk about financial aid. So, what is financial aid? That's a big question. Financial aid is a pretty broad term that encompasses grants, scholarships, loans, and work study. We're here to talk about how college is more affordable than you think, and in many cases, it's free. So, what exactly is FAFSA? FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. This is an application submitted to the Department of Education where they use several factors to determine how much money you qualify for higher education. Now, remember, guys, free is in the title. If you ever have to pay to fill it out, it's a scam. This is going to be one of the biggest things you will complete your senior year, but we are here to help you. FAFSA is an application for federal student aid that encompasses several types of aid and does not include scholarships. So let's go ahead and break down each one of these. The first type of aid you can get from the FAFSA is grants. These are not loans, so you typically don't have to pay them back. These are need-based grants that are based on your parents' annual income. Be careful not to assume your parents' financial status because there is more to the FAFSA than a face value number. The most common grant awarded is the Pell Grant. So when people ask, how much did you get from FAFSA? They usually mean, how much of your Pell Grant did you receive? You can receive anywhere from $0 to $7,395. And this number changes year to year based on your parents' tax information. The full Pell Grant is awarded, then local community college will typically be free, if not mostly free. This is split over 2 semesters and renewable each year. Additional grants that are common are the FSEOG and the TEOG grants. Next, let's talk about loans. By applying to FAFSA, you also apply for loans. Though you apply for them, you do not have to accept these. If you do not qualify for the Pell Grant, you will still qualify for loans. The thing about loans is that they have to be paid back in full plus interest once you graduate from college. So a good rule of thumb to remember is if a university is in your plan, so are loans. But this takes us back to the best fit worksheet we completed yesterday. 2 years of loans is better than 4 years of loans. So try and minimize your amount wherever possible by thinking about transferring from a community college, living either at home or in the cheaper options that they have for housing, etc. Now we're going to talk about work study. This is the final thing that your FAFSA application applies you for, which is your school's work study program. This is a program that allows students to hold on-campus jobs that help pay for their tuition and fees while gaining valuable work experience. These are need-based programs that also have limited availability. It is important to connect with your school about these programs as soon as possible to ensure that they have a position for you. Some of the common positions include working in the library as an aide. You can work in the cafeteria and different departments like the gym even. And you may even have the opportunity to work with some of the faculty. All right, guys, now we're going to cover some of the frequently asked questions for FAFSA. One of them being, when can I do my FAFSA? You will complete your FAFSA starting October 1st of your senior year. In almost every situation, it is best to be done with your FAFSA before October 31st. Most colleges have a deadline for priority financial aid, some as early as November 1st. So the sooner, it's definitely going to be better. The next question is, do I have to include my parents? Typically, yes. The few exceptions are in situations where you are expecting a child before you enter college, if you get married, if you've been labeled as McKinney-Vento, or if you've been in the CPS system. There are other situations where you may put your legal guardian that aren't your parents, but it's still all case by case. And either way, we are well prepared to deal with that. But in general, yes, you will have to include some type of parental information in your FAFSA. Next most common question, how often do I have to do my FAFSA? The answer to that is you will do your FAFSA each year you plan on attending college. So every single year, you're going to have to do it. Another question that we usually get, I am pretty sure I don't qualify for aid because my parents make too much money. Do I still have to do it? The answer is yes. As mentioned earlier, you should never assume your parents' financial situation is going to affect you and your FAFSA status. The FAFSA will look at more than just their basic income. So it is important to fill it out in case there are any situations you, the student, may not know about. And the last question, does FAFSA money run out? Yes, it does. There is a term limit to the Pell Grant. You can receive Pell Grants for the equivalent of 12 semesters of full-time schooling or about 6 years. All right, guys, next we're going to talk about scholarships. So, scholarships is more money you don't have to pay back. We're not going to go too in depth, so let's just talk general and why they are so important. As we have seen, grants are great resources, but they have term limits. And what if you don't qualify for grants financially? Then scholarships are the way to go. Here are a few types of scholarships to remember when you are applying. All right, the first type of scholarship is an institutional scholarship. Scholarships offered through the specific school that you're going to. You typically apply for these through your student portal. So watch for deadlines, guys. It's super important. So some tips, apply early, gain access to your portal early, and again, apply early. The next type of scholarship is a merit-based scholarship. These are scholarships based on your GPA, your rank, and your test scores. Sometimes you'll have to write an essay for these, and other times these can be institutional, which means that you don't apply for them and are automatically granted these scholarships. And then we have the need-based scholarships. These are based on your family's income and financial need. Next up, we're going to talk about athletic scholarships. Now, these are offered through the university for participating in a sport, but never assume you will get one. The chances are, unfortunately, slim, and some schools can't even give these out, so it depends on the school. Next up, we have the local scholarships. These should be a priority for all students. The more local the scholarship, the fewer people applying and the better chances of you getting that scholarship. Now, we also have the national scholarships like the Dell, the Gates, the Dr. Pepper scholarship, etc. The thing about these is that there will be more students applying and therefore bigger competition. When it comes to scholarships, and if you're granted these scholarships, you have to identify which ones are a one-time scholarship versus a recurring scholarships. So you clarify which scholarships will be renewed each year and which ones are one time only. You don't want to go to a school for a semester and then drop out because you didn't have enough scholarships. and didn't know some were one time only. So, important to clarify that for yourself once you receive these scholarships. Guys, a key piece of advice, a lot of students tend to shy away from smaller scholarships, but I advise you, don't pass up on a smaller scholarship. Small amounts add up quickly. Many students pay their school with several $500 awards instead of one lump sum. So apply to as many as you can, no matter how small they are. Guys, this wraps up this presentation. What I want you guys to get from this is there's free money out there for you guys. You just have to work for it. Applying for college is easy, but paying for college is going to be the bigger hurdle for you guys. There are so many resources out there that you shouldn't have any problems as long as you are willing to put in the work. And just remember that we are here to help you. So please always reach out to us and let us help you pay for college.